Hello, everybody. I forgot to remove the rip sign from Gibby's face. How are we all doing today?
Pretty good.
We're
Yeah.
back!
We're
Oh,
back.
we're live.
Oh, it feels good. The 2-week sabbatical. The golden week of shattering a whiteboard over my head, moving from a house to an apartment up a flight of stairs, and wanting to kill myself. Guys, I'm so glad you're here with me to put off the inevitable. Welcome. How are you all feeling today?
Very tired. I think I've spent like 30 hours in the past week and a half reading walls of text, which has been fun.
Jesus.
Studying, weird champ.
I know, I'm not even in college anymore and I'm fucking studying. Feels bad.
I'm sorry. But we all have to do it someday.
Also tired. I've had a migraine for the past 4 days.
Jesus.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
that sounds medical, though.
Draco,
Eh.
have you seen a doctor?
It goes away after sleeping. It's just like once night hits, then it starts up, and that's when I know I should be sleeping.
True.
Sounds like you need water, bro.
Yeah.
I've been drinking water. What do you think this is?
I
Dr.
think
Pepper?
that's alcohol.
Yeah.
Maybe don't put
An awful
alcohol.
container for alcohol.
I think we're projecting, guys.
Maybe.
Wait, are we drinking? Shit, I'll
Maybe.
start drinking.
No, I don't have
I
my
mean, we already
Jameson
have
ready.
technical issues.
Orion, how
Taking a
are you?
drink, damn it.
Doing all right. Still applying for jobs. Haven't gotten any.
Hasn't it been like 7 months now?
I know.
Mood. Well,
I'm
actually
sorry.
not, but
I feel
Yeah,
you.
Well,
Yeah.
it sucks.
Nervous laughter.
yeah.
It's okay.
Uh-huh.
The one place that I applied to and got into might or may not be a pyramid scheme, so we'll see how that pans out.
It is definitely a pyramid
Nice.
scheme, Gibby.
Yeah, it's like 90%. But hey, they're helping me get my license, and once I get my license, I could just go to fucking Geico and work for them instead.
True.
Donks.
And make actual
The
stocks.
economy is whack, Mr. Underground. You, my auditor, know best.
I
Eric,
feel like there's no 90% about it.
Eric, how are
Yes.
you? My beautiful man.
Literally in the same position as fucking Orion.
Yeah. Wow, thanks for the 13 months, guys. Holy shit.
Oh,
What? Did we miss their year? No, that would have been a month ago. Disregard.
That was a month ago. Oh. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. John, how about you?
being chilling, Sigma mindset, grindstone, nose down.
Yeah.
Play D&D for fun with my boys. We were such good friends. Let's fucking go.
Well, since you're so hyped, John, why don't you go ahead and give us the recap?
Oh, what the fuck? Man, I don't know. We played with Ozark. The tyrant was missing. That's all I remember, honestly.
Why don't
Any other
you
remember this?
Why don't you search your brain really hard? Because we did a
Uh,
lot of stuff on our last session.
Yeah, hang on. I
Just
probably should
really
have done this before.
think.
Let me open my notes and read what I wrote.
Did we?
I don't know, did you?
Let's see.
Did we?
We learned. Oh, we looked at the map. That's right. The old world map.
Sure.
I have stuff about Tia and the other Blazing Star gods. We learned stuff about them.
Oh yeah, Randy. We talked to Randy
Yeah, we talked
about
to
a lot of
Randy.
shit.
Yeah.
We learned so much stuff from Randy.
I have something about Nathaniel knows Long John Coppers. I don't even remember
What?
who that is or what's going on with that.
I don't know what's
That's
up
the
with that.
Monday
That might be-
team chief.
I voted down for some reason. I don't know.
True.
I don't know. I also wrote down something about Ishavith and peace. The god died. Oh wait, the echo thing. Something about that.
Oh, we learned that Hephaestus was. We learned that the two gods that Hephaestus intervened on when we learned that originally in the tower were. We learned that from Randy, like who they were. I remember that. The names escape me at the moment, but I remember.
Also, I wrote down the name Walden Nenarian, I think, and Grandpapa. Those are important people.
Nenarian is one of the Scions.
Yeah,
Of
those.
the Blazing
Yeah.
Star.
Eric,
Yeah,
help us
Bonds,
out here.
Elventories.
Give us a real recap other than just prattling off names.
Hey, this is
Oh,
important stuff.
you're shit out of luck, my guy.
Fucking hell, guys.
I have notes. I can literally read off my notes.
That's what I
have
just
a
did.
page.
I read the
This is
notes
what
of
happens when
important
we
things.
don't play for 2 weeks. This is what you've done to us, Sean. This is your fault.
It's my fault.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Hey, John, how about you give us the recap?
Did you
I
say
think-
Sean, Gibby?
No, I said John.
My name is Sean Seamus now.
It
guys.
only
I'm
took
so
you
sorry.
to it only took you over a year to realize that I have a slight lisp whenever I say J's.
I've never actually heard it.
Like Jean, like I say John, like it's an X or an S
Oh.
sometimes.
I've never heard it.
Yes.
This is the first
It
time I've ever heard
It
that.
happens
I-
sometimes.
I
I've been
could
better
give
about
the
it, but
recap a shot.
Draco, for
Let's
the
go.
love of God, give it to us.
So we met up with the Tyrant after their return from Randy, which we learned that they were at Randy. We went on the airship to get to Randy to ask a few questions. Those
Mhm.
questions involving the Scions of the Blazing Star. The only other major one I can remember is that we were given a book of why Hephaestus became the enemy.
Oh shit. The instructional guide to becoming the enemy.
Yeah, the book roughly the size of a bookshelf.
And? Then what happened?
More questions were asked, namely relating to what has already been mentioned, mainly the gods, and more about Hephaestus' past.
Did we just learn about lore? Was that what we did all throughout the last
Yeah,
session?
it was just
looked at a
all
map.
lore.
Okay, we looked at a map. We did lore.
Yep.
We did
I think that's
lore,
good
and
enough,
then
guys.
we
We
got
learned
locked
names.
up. We got
So many
locked up
names.
for the winter.
Not yet.
Indeed. Why don't I take it from here, guys?
Alright.
Are you ready to begin?
Exist.
You
Yes, Bookmaster.
are the Discovery Team. The team dedicated to seeking secrets no matter the cost. Your history is stained with the blood of the fallen, from those of recent memory and of ancient tales. You all, together, have found secrets long lost to the world and have shared them with not too many people, let's be honest, guys. However, you have uncovered and unearthed legendary structures as well as creatures that were forgotten to time. There are so many things your group has accomplished, including, and perhaps most importantly, finding the crown that became your new king's ring. But now we're beyond that. It's winter time here in Tulst, with fist-sized hail striking the earth and muffling the sky. The cold bites into your skin and bone, but for some reason, this hostile weather is taken not just by the city, but yourself, as a sign of good omen. It is time to have a break from the war. As winter settles against the world, we focused on the smallest, and also our longest living, member of the Discovery Team. Runt, could you please describe your character for us, and tell us where you're going? in these early winter months?
Sure. So, Runt is I believe he's a 2 foot tall creature. Yes, he is. He's 2 feet tall, 10 inches.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like just below the 3 foot line. So he's small even for his species. Uh, Hence the name. And he's he's got like a fair complexion with pale skin, ruffled brown hair that curls and sometimes now spikes with electricity. He's usually donning his usual uniform of lederhosen, sometimes adorned with a cap, now covering his head from any horrible weather in the winter space. And he somewhat cheerfully goes out inside of the castle, the kind of court to the tyrant, and will kind of find uh, a tower to kind of hang out in and just view the city from up above to kind of take notes and document his basic daily routine, uh, fantasizing and romanticizing it in his notebook about what he sees, who he sees, and how he meets them.
Okay. Are you waiting for someone, or are you just enjoying the sights of the city? This massive urban sprawl covered in snow and ice, freezing people, keeping them trapped inside? Or are you quite literally trapped here and there's like an emergency alarm going off right now and you just are like hunkering down?
Uh, I would imagine at the current moment, things are kind of okay. Like people are snowed in, yeah, but that's nothing no one's used to.
Yeah.
He's just kind of walking, being literally snowed in all of the time. He knows that he will at some point see anyone that is of importance to him, just randomly by circumstance. So he's not particularly seeking anyone out, because he has, across several occasions at this point, seen all of his team members as well as the other members of the task force, and just casually strikes up conversation as the mood strikes him,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of hangs out more or less.
In the tyrant's court? Or in the city
Yeah,
itself?
he usually hangs out in the court itself,
Alright.
trying to keep a tabs on the tyrant and the upper echelon of the officers, as he still kind of doesn't feel compelled so much as he feels still obligated to masquerade around as a spy, at least in his mind.
Ah, day 4 of the snowing. You're just riding through yourself and like,
I've been sneaking around for 5 days in a row. All of the juicy gossip appears to have dried up, like a desert storm.
ironic
Still
with
don't
the
realize I'm
winter,
not a rub.
the frozen
Ironic,
water.
the frozen wasteland of the political climate here is truly chilling.
Ooh, banger.
This is how cabin fever sets in.
Moon madness. But yeah, that's basically what he's been up to. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, practicing your brooding, if you will.
Yeah.
Sticking to shadows, trying to find false doors in the walls.
Occasionally just stopping at a random piece in the wall and just knocking on it to see if it sounds hollow.
Well, are you eavesdropping? Is that what I'm trying to give you something here for your beautiful narration.
I mean, he could be doing anything. He could just be walking up to a tower.
Yeah.
He could be,
What do you want to do?
well, what time of the day is it right now, John?
Whatever time you want it to be, Chief. The ball is
Okay.
fully in your court now, Ron.
You are the
Okay.
GM now.
I guess it'll be early morning, like not long after he's awoken, that he would have recently gotten dressed and is currently heading to the tower to see uh how bad the weather is, because it's not how decent the weather is. It's okay. Is it on a scale of heavy snowfall to literal boulders dropping from the sky? How bad is the hail today?
It is not that bad. It is the average, just sleet and what do you call it? Just regular snowfall. It's not too heavy. People are actually outside in the courtyard having like an early morning play session rather than like actually doing physical exercises. So people are like starting to build up the snow forts and like getting ready for the afternoon fiasco and bloodbath that will soon come.
I see. In that case, if it's nice outside, he's gonna actually like try and climb like a tower itself and like be outside, with snow softly drifting on his little cap,
Yeah.
As he's gonna kind of look around this tower and see like he's gonna
Give
start
me
thinking.
an
Okay, go ahead.
acrobatics check.
Oh boy, we all
Ooh,
know
it's
my
slippery.
acrobatics. Smile.
It is
The
slippery.
the rogue that chose Arcana over acrobatics.
Just roll a 1 and then re-roll it into a 20, okay?
Natural
Ooh.
9. It's so
Raunchy.
slippery out here.
Roll me a 1d100 plus 50.
50?
Yeah. He has a climb speed. Oh my god.
121.
Ooh.
Runt, you are climbing all the way to the top rather easily. The ice is not as bad as you thought it was gonna be, and you're like, you see a windowsill. You know that this place has a tower, but it doesn't have a stairwell that leads into that tower. No one is sure exactly who lives or works there. So when you start, like, scampering up, you're 9 feet away. You are just a short jaunt away when suddenly the windows push outward and all the snow that was on the windowsill begins to just plummet towards you. Runt, I need a dexterity saving throw or you're going to get hit by the snow and fall to your death.
Let's see. Before
Let's
I
see
do
it.
that, I might have something. Could
It's called
I
luck.
Runt, I have
reaction-
demanded a spell, a
Okay.
saving throw.
Okay.
This is
I wanted
invasion.
to
You're
see
a
if
rogue.
I had a
You've got it.
spell. Okay, dexterity saving throw. Teehee.
It's
For
easy.
some reason it was at advantage, but it's
It's okay. 22 is more than enough. You immediately begin to scurry along the side, clutch your body to the inner wall. The snow hits your back, goes down like the back of your neck, and like chills your skin. Immediately you start to shiver a little bit, but now you're just only 10 feet away from this beautiful windowsill that's now open. You smell something on the air as well. It smells like baked fruit.
Huh. Alright. Then I guess he's gonna angrily look up with part of his cap now like adorned with snow. He's gonna wiggle it off. And he's gonna look up accusingly at the window to see if there's anyone who's like peeking their head out.
You only see the bottom of the windowsill.
Yeah, and then he's gonna start slowly, cautiously climbing up, hoping that no more snow just magically falls down on him as he makes his way up.
You clamber all the way up to the windowsill. No snow gets within you in this moment. And you immediately detect what the smell is. There is a pie now cooling on the windowsill. Even though it is the middle of winter, it must have just been taken out of the oven, and they're doing like that refrigerator, like hyper cooling to eat it as fast as possible.
Yeah.
You peek around it over the pie's metal tin and look into a very fancy, almost ballroom with much adorned wealth everywhere. Curtains, drapes, gold chandeliers, glassware on all these fancy tables, gilded, made of marble. There is a statue of some sort of like highfalutin recreation of a ancient artist. as well as a painting that... Yeah, just a painting. That looks nice. This seems to be some kind of parlor you're in. Or about to be in.
Alright. I'm gonna look around to see if I see the person who... Or a person, any persons who might be in this room.
No, you don't see anyone.
Okay, then I'm gonna climb inside. Trying not to knock the pie over.
Yeah, give me a quick stealth check. Let's just not knock the
Okay.
pie. Just don't knock the pie over. Very nice. It's a beautiful 22s. That's my lucky number. You clamber up. You step over the pie that's almost as wide as you are. You little hobbit. And you are inside this parlor. There is a door to your left, a gold chandelier above you, with magical lights illuminating this room. It's strangely warm in here, as if the wind can't get inside despite the window being open. Which is rather strange.
Why even leave the pie on the windowsill then?
Go. Do you want to investigate that? You only have 17 minutes
Yes.
left.
Oh. No. I'm just curious about the pie and the warmth of the room, and I'll look around. Is there just the one door?
There are two. One to your left, one to your right.
Okay. And I assume they look identical?
Yeah, there are these nice, ornate, double doors.
Okay. Run's gonna take a coin out of his pocket. He's gonna flip it. One for left, two for right. And then he's gonna flip it and head to the right door and open it up.
You open it up. Oh, man. Oh, this is the opposite of what happened last week. Hang on.
Uh-oh. I'm not sure if I should be concerned or really happy.
What would be, like, the best case scenario of, like, what you're looking for here, Runt? What are you doing here? What's your motivation for clambering in this tower?
I suppose, really the only reason he would have started climbing this tower is he's like, he would just look at it and just be like, I've never just had a chance to, like, really push myself and see, like, do something to see whether or not I could truly do it. And just see this 150-foot tower and just be like, could I climb that? Yeah, I could climb that. And so, I guess, really, it's just kind of like proving something to himself, like this self-recognition of just accomplishments. Because he doesn't feel like any accomplishments that the group has made are like self-accomplishments, right? That, like, he feels like he himself has not done of anything of particular importance. So he just kind of wants recognition, even if it's himself seeing something that he's done and being happy with it.
You know what they say about ambition? It often gets you killed. And when you open this beautiful, ornate door, you are hit with a new wave of, like, steam and warmth. And as you blink, you see an elderly man sitting in a bubble bath with one of those old back scratchers. He's wrinkled, he has white hair that flows all the way down to his shoulders, and his neck turns to you. Runt, you have walked in on an Ozark who is taking a bubble bath in this tower.
Ah, I see.
It just screams out a blood-curdling cry and is beginning to cast a spell, Runt. What are you doing?
Slamming the door closed.
You slam the door closed. You hear a burst of force slam into the door. Runt, it's over. What are you doing? You've been found out.
He turns and runs and heads for the opposite door.
You head to the opposite door. It's locked initially, and then you jump up, hit the little switch. You throw it open. And there's not just one. There's 1d8 Ozark simulacrums. Would you please roll a 1d8?
Okay.
There are 7 Ozark simulacrums here, Runt. Each one beginning to turn their head towards where they heard the scream. And they see you.
He just kind of looks at all of them and goes, huh. I've never seen this many simulacrums in one place before.
One produces, lights, inhales, and then hyper throws a cigar on the ground and just shouts, "Get 'em, boys!" And the Ozarks begin to squabble and chase after you, Runt.
In that case, I'm gonna cast a spell.
Oh, yeah?
He's gonna see one Ozark spit out a cigar, another one spits like a pachink into like just some random cauldron, and he's gonna go Reggie as he casts fog cloud on himself, like on the ground at himself. So he just basically just pocket sands the entire area in smoke as he
more
tries to
bathroom
solid snake his way
steam
out of here.
collects in a queue. Alright, you cast Fog Cloud, and none of these 8 simulacrums cast Counterspell. What could that possibly mean? Immediately, all 8 begin to, like, dive for the floor trying to find you. I need 1 dexterity saving throw so that you can make your escape. Because only one of them is going to probably land.
18.
Ooh.
That's better than a 7 plus modifiers. Runt, you do one of those football jumps by pushing an Ozark down onto the ground. Are you trying to head deeper into this sanctum, or are you trying to escape?
Yes, because there's only 3 directions. There's jumping out of the tower or trying to climb down. There's going back to Bubble Bath Bastard, and then there's going deeper in. So we're gonna go whole hog. We're going deep.
You're going to YOLO charge into the lair of several wizard simulacrums.
Yes.
Okay. This is what you've decided to do with your downtime.
Yep. This
Play
is
with
what we're doing now.
Ozarks.
Fuck it. I respect it.
Runt has discovered the true Ozark.
This is the discovery part.
Runt, you sprint past them out of the fog cloud. The guy who lit up a cigar has produced a dastardly cowboy hat during this time as well, and he quite literally pulls out a revolver and starts fanning the gun like he's Alec Baldwin or something. As gun... Man, I'm sorry. That was in poor taste. But Runt, you dodge bullet fire from Ozark's endless 6-shooter and rush to a singular door. You quickly throw it open, and you begin to just fall down immediately. Do you have a way of flying? Or at least not falling to your death?
Unless I can somehow make myself really big and then grab on to like a side of a building, then I do not.
Okay. Are you sure you don't have any weird sorcerer mechanic you're forgetting about?
Oh, actually, yeah, you're right, I do.
It's okay.
I literally do.
I'm here to help you explore your own character.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose as he's falling, not really know where he's falling, he's gonna try and summon the wind. He's gonna try and create a fog cloud around him, under him, and try to literally ride the cloud and try to fly using the cloud as a mount.
Nimbus?
Yeah,
Is
give me
that
your
you,
Nimbus.
Wukong?
He's gonna put his arms down below him and say, "Give me your Nimbus, I summon you!" and try to fly with the cloud.
You cast Fog Cloud, obscuring the pit of darkness that you had just wandered into, not even realizing the floor just was torn from under you. And you fly backwards and try to go all the way down, but it quickly fails, so you have to latch onto a wall. And Ozark shouts from above you, "Runt, you son of a bitch! How dare you ruin my pie!"
I didn't ruin it. It's still there. I didn't.
Yeah, and my bubble bath! One of the Ozarks screams out.
Why are you all even up here? What is this place?
Fuck off! And one of them casts a gust of wind to knock you off your perch and send you downward. Can I get, I think it's a strength saving throw.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Alright, pure D20, here we go.
Alright,
11.
you fall.
Uh,
You try to grab onto the rock, and you're like in some weird chute or tunnel, and it's getting narrower and narrower. And you're like, fuck! As you slide down and then hit something hard on your back, fall forward, hit your head on the stone that you were grappling onto, and just sort of plummet. It reminds you quite a bit of when you first started on this quest that got you here. An
yeah.
elemental force sweeping you down to an unknown depth.
Just like the sewers of Maelstrom.
Yeah.
and you'll run into Jerome too.
Oh god, no.
Damn it, John. I wanted to have a little bit of nostalgia for Runt. Runt, as you are sort of reliving your past here, what have you thought of this year so far?
It has been confusing, enlightening, frightening, and fun. So many things in so many different aspects and directions. So many new experiences that he never thought he would get involved with. From losing his best and most useless friend and being swept away by a flood of rain, to being introduced into this force by this strangely prophetic man, to watching a rat man that killed two of his comrades get beaten to a pulp, restored, and then beaten to a pulp continuously for over an hour, to being introduced to a woman who loves whipping people and has really long droopy ears, to having some of his closest friends either leave him or betray him, and being established as one of the most allied and closest people to a prince of a world leader. It has been a weird, long, yet exciting journey for him.
Yeah. It sure has been. And this journey started with a elemental farce. But it truly started with a staff. A random thing you found in a world of darkness while you were blind. And as you relive that moment, you come to a stop as you hit something hard. And then the memories truly start to meld in with reality, as from the darkness comes a glowing, ominous light where a mad cackle can indeed be heard. The person, the entity that truly got you on the path to where you are now, comes back into frame. Pale of skin, with a poncho of fiberglass feathers black as night, eyes the void itself. Fangs, a mouthful of them, gleam like pearly lights in this strange ghostly light he manifests. And he begins to... Well, if it isn't my old friend... What brings you back to the dungeon?
He stands up, not even looking around, his eyes locked on his new friend and old foe, Jerome. He simply says, "I go wherever the wind takes me."
Are you free like a bird?
Maybe, but I'm attuned to the wind now.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Is that... Is it really?
Yes. I thought that one day we could truly be friends, Runt. I had offered you my hand, if you remember that, initially.
I do. I've thought about that each and every single time I've heard your name. What could have been different? Could I truly have flown like a bird? What would that mean? Knowing everything about you now, I can only imagine what that really means coming from you.
You'd have some sick-ass wings.
But at what cost?
He doesn't say anything to that. Because he's afraid you're a rat now and you'd tattle on him. Danny tells you this. Like, I can't tell you because I think you'd tell on me.
He actually shakes his head, looking at Jerome. No. Something like that. That's our secret. That was...
Ooh,
our
are we
first time
secret
together.
friends?
He lets out a laugh that has no humor to it and says, if that's how you view it, the
I'll be your
parameters
secret
for
friend.
friend are very weird in this world.
We've been through so much, Runt.
Thick and
I
thin.
antagonizing you, giving you the motivation you needed to live another day. If
And also
anything,
attempt
you should be
murder.
thanking me for where you are right now.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Why?
Because that's what you want. And I never give you what you want. I only give you what you need.
He gasps. He offers you his hand to put a ring on it.
Run's gonna, for a moment, thinks about just slapping his hand down. And then he just takes his hand. And he shakes it once.
He lets out this horrible squelching screech of orgasmic joy, Ront.
Runt looks disgusted, covering one ear with the one hand that's not holding it, and then he lets go of his hand like, ugh.
You can walk off into the darkness. Jerome staring at his mandibled, taloned claw. He
Yeah,
has been
he'll-
accepted.
That he has as Runt walks past him, eyes forward, head set on moving forward.
Yeah. Well, Runt, you move forward. And you have about 3 months to burn, and I think you wanted to have a surgery.
Yeah. Speak with the greater chemical. Quid pro quo. Something for you and something for me.
True. When you are entertained by the greater chemical, his appearance from last time is completely different. Not physically different, but expression-wise, he's much happier. His environment is that of a suburban house now. Just deep inside this mountain, this pillar of authority. Cheap plastered walls, tacky wallpaper, a window that literally can like open and shut but leads to just rock wall. It's furnished entirely with like 1990s aesthetic, just cheap, shitty housing. But he is much happier with this environment. No longer is he just the, I am the greater chemical, I know things. He's now like engaging people in conversation and like walking people through this menu he has. And like them, he does it to you as well. And he gives you the brochure of what sort of surgery, operation you're looking for.
He'll just kind of like tap the menu and be like, it's not the one that's on here. It's what we discussed when I previously viewed you. Something about my inherent ability to
Oh! You want to give me your luck. I'm not gonna lie. I have been quite busy, as you can tell. He points. I did this all myself, if you... Nobody cares. Nobody cares. What were the exact words I said? You give me your luck and I give you... what?
And
Not
you
it.
make it. You told me you would make it activatable. Those were your specific words.
Make
not sure what
it
that means.
activatable.
But that's what you told me.
Oh, I remember now. If we go through with this, this will change you fundamentally. You recognize this, correct?
He laughs again, without any humor, and he says, "I've already gone one major development once. Why not again?"
Take time during your recovery. Don't try to fast track it. The world has a habit of forgetting those that radically change. And he gives you a brew, a hot beverage on this cold day.
Sip, 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 sip.
You slurp it up. It is delicious, and then you just
Pass out.
slam your head. Can you roll me a 1d100?
Okay.
100 on the die.
89.
Oh.
That.
Pretty close. I got pretty high.
Please
this
delete one hit dice.
Okay.
And please delete lucky. And at the end
Okay.
of winter, the greater chemical will add something new to his menu. Simply called liquid luck. But we'll get into that later. Who wants to go next, as Runt spends the rest of the 3 months slowly rebuilding his constitution and body?
I'm willing.
Okay, Mert. Let me just take a quick note right now. Yes. Let's hear it, Mirth. Please describe yourself.
Mirth is a 7'3", 212-pound man, of which you can call it, from the patchy hair, the goatee, the baldness, the somewhat more hair on his chest and arms than his head. His long, double-jointed arms that kind of go down to his knees, and a very new smile or smirk that kind of as if he knows something more than everyone else. He goes around town, taking in the snow, the hail, deflecting the missiles of the hail as they fall on him when it happens.
Just a sleet storm, and you're like... Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, just why not? And he spends his time mostly around town, as of late, allowing people to bask in his gloriness. Especially the common man, who he has not seen much of Tulse. Tulse more common folk.
They're civilians.
They're civilians, yeah. The refugees whence they are there.
Oh, yeah. During the blizzards, You won't find anyone.
Yep.
In fact, you cannot leave. You will quite literally freeze to death. Not even the Tyrant Shield can protect everybody from the cold. But during those peaceful days when the snow's not going so hard and people can, in theory, wade through places, the heroic street sweepers with their snow shovels clearing paths that force people to walk closely together, some of them even gracing themselves by bumping into you on an accident, Mirth. Yeah. It's strange for sure.
Spend a lot of time going around on peaceful days for exactly what he's doing. He's communing with everyone else, going to pubs, doing a little partying, just general like relaxation that he doesn't get much of, and he doesn't allow himself due to his high standards of himself.
Yeah. You go drinking in
And-
dingy bars or like better
Yeah,
restaurants?
dingy ones for allowing the common man.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to do. It's go to whatever bar he can find and at that day spend time with what he calls the common man.
Is this important to Mirth? Being seen by the commoners?
Yeah, I would say so.
Can I ask why? Is it just like a ego thing of like, look at these plebeians. Look how great I am, you dumb fucks. Or is it more of a, I'm getting in touch with the, we got one! We killed a man, guys!
Ugh.
Yeah.
What's that Mirth's motivation? His reasoning?
Maybe a little both, because he knows it's a he's gracing them with his presence, but there's something deeper than that. Of he used to be a medicine man. He used to do all the stuff that he now is unable to do, and a lot of that is mingling with people. And he hasn't done that in so long that he kind of has a void in his heart that he hasn't really gets to address much. Of like get in touch with people. Though he is still gracing them with his presence, it's all also along the lines of like he doesn't want to admit that he's lonely, but he's lonely.
Can you please give me a charisma check at disadvantage? You are a madman, after all. Mirth, you often find companionship in the dregs of society. Specifically going down to the Orange Wasp. Also, well, the ripoff of Applebee's, let's be honest. Ordering the shittiest appetizer that you can afford so you don't break the bank, and then giving it away to someone, which inevitably, this act of grace and charity, seen as an insult. And often, many a drunkard getting drunk on the happy hour of 2 silver drinks will start fisticuffs with you. But you're better than that, Mirth. You can paralyze people with a touch. You could also rip a man's head clean off with just your muscular arms and musculature. You are, after all, an Adonis, a statue come to life. You are the manifestation of power. Truly, you are divine. Perhaps it is only violence that these commoners understand, Mirth. And maybe there's a reason why all great and powerful people stand alone in their statues dedicated to them.
And maybe he needs to stand alone, stand higher than what he's standing now. Put himself on a mountain and watch over those who pass by. And maybe that consists of finding a random person during the slow days and testing himself, of finding him after head start, of allowing the snow to race their tracks, and literally using his skills of finding little clues here and there and find his way towards them once again.
You want to become an urban tracker?
Basically wants to try to train his survival. He can't do it outside because he would die.
True. This is also the worst month to actually practice survivalist skills.
Yeah.
If you're out inside of the city.
But he might need it, especially urban-wise, for his next mission.
I don't think I'll give you the survival proficiency, but I'm willing to give you, I think it's called Urban Secrets. The feat from the background of Urchin. No, it's PHP.
Oh, okay.
City Secrets basically lets you double your speed in navigating through cities. And this is sort of representative of you trying to make shortcuts in the most efficient manner possible. Because if you don't do that, you will get bogged down in snow, you will slip on ice, and you'll break your head on a curb. Which is lame, to be honest.
Yeah.
So you can add that to your sheet if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So it's Urchin. So
that's what you do for most of your month, but what do you do for, like, as the big thing? What does Mirth want in life?
He wants to definitely get stronger.
Who
obviously,
doesn't?
But he also wants to seek a thrill.
Ooh.
He wants to play on the edge of life sometimes, and is there gambling? Like high stakes gambling?
For Tulse bucks, yeah. You can, like, is it really gambling if the money is just made of Monopoly paper, though?
That's fair.
Do you have a criminal background at all?
No, he's a doctor.
Yeah. I don't know if you would be rolling with the circle. I mean, Runt, if you found Runt, if he wasn't in a coma right now, recovering, he could take you to a gambling shack. But I don't think Mirth would even know where to begin to look. However, if you're looking to seek a thrill, purely for the lulls of it, there is a terrible tradition that people during winter, specifically the hunters and huntresses of Ozark's Academy, have done during these cold, freezing months when they are trapped in the city, if they're not moving to a warmer climate, outrunning, or going to see their family outside of town. They literally jump off the Pillar of Authority into snowdrifts. And don't cast Featherfall. They just try to land well, or use some sort of ability to help them descend. this year, because the Tyrant's Pillar of Authority is a quarter of the size that Ozark's was, it's not nearly as cool. But instead of free falling for like a minute, it's still like a 15-second to 20-second like fall all the way to the bottom of just free floating. Mirth, do you want to live truly on the edge and yeet yourself off?
Not just yeet. He's going to ride the edge of the wall and propel himself downwards as best as he can.
Oh, fuck.
To gain.
You want to gain speed? You want to surpass terminal velocity?
And I'm free falling.
After the first once or twice of like free falling, you might want to like step it up.
True. You are a monk with slow fall, aren't you?
Yeah.
How much damage do you negate? It's like 5 times monk levels.
Yeah, 5 times my level, which is 8, so it's 40 damage.
Ooh.
Fuck. Alright. Terminal velocity is 20d6. So, that won't even come close to, like, knocking you out. Even before or after a saving throw failure. So you can literally do this all day without worry. So when you speed it up, how are you going to fall faster than terminal velocity, Mirth?
I am going to reverse climb downwards as like right in the edge of the wall, and I'd be using my hands.
You want to rappel downwards without a rope.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ. Give me an acrobatics or something for this. Break the laws of aerodynamics. Hell yeah. 17 isn't nearly as impressive as I think we were hoping for. But it is hard doing what you are describing. I don't know if it's the technique or the fact that you're just... Maybe it's just too safe. The Tyrant is still healing people if they go to 0. Maybe you need to find a real mountain to do this at, Mirth. Away from safety nets.
Only I could leave the city.
If only. Well, with that idea planted in your head, is there any NPC you want to talk to?
All the monks, hunters are dead, so...
They don't live long, in general.
Yeah.
There's only one person you can think of who is a hunter that predominantly uses their fists. And he is like a legend, named Saf Jewel. He notoriously does not live in Tolst, however. He lives quite far to the south. The end of the monorail station.
Is there like a fan club in Tolst?
Oh, yeah, he's like a superhero, man.
Yeah.
Like, he has trading cards made against his, like, intellectual property rights.
Alright. Maybe I'll visit there and learn more about him and his fine style. Those who study him predominantly.
Give me a quick investigation check, and then we can sort of... Well, your boy needs to talk to you. But... Even better, wow. Better than Acrobat. Is that +0? Oh my god.
Yep.
Mirth. It is said, in legends and lore, that Saf Jewel has never been hit in a life or death situation. That he, quite literally, cannot be touched. Nobody knows if this is true, because no one dares to follow him into a spirit beast den or a combat situation. But there's a report from the political team, now known as the failure team, where a Teratai, a paladin who works for the tyrant, denoted that he watched Saf Jewel throw down with an army of rat men, rat ogres, and like weird guys with guns. And he did not once get hit. It is either awe-inspiring or complete and utter farce. What do you want to believe, Mirth?
Well, obviously it's not good as me, but
For sure.
maybe he's the statue looking down on these people before I came. He was the pillar and basically the peak.
Mountain, if you will.
And maybe I can climb that mountain.
Maybe.
Not in a sexual way, but...
No, it's in a sexual way. You just said you came on a statue. Let's be real. Huh?
Gonna climb that
Oh,
mountain.
we got Gibby! We got Gibby! I'm John and Gibby now! I can't see Draco's face for his reaction because it's behind my microphone. Fuck. The last thing that will... because I'm a pervert. What can I say? Mirth.
Yep.
One of these days, the tyrant wants to have a conversation. This will be sometime in Winter's Waiting, which is Fantasy December. After some things have happened. How big is Mirth into like geopolitics? Does he even give a shit?
He's more interested now that he's going to Ugrerest.
That's fair. Basically, he comes in and says, Mirth, can I speak with you for a second? What are you doing?
Sure. I'm preparing to jump off this cliff.
You youngsters jumping off cliffs. This would be after he releases his papers calling out Fezre, and calling Fezre, the Archon of the Isles of Flavor, a bitch.
Nice.
Calling his complete government a sham built on slavery and injustice. The tyrant is more or less doing the rounds and is... Mirth, we need to talk about your upcoming contract renewal.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, are you wanting to stick with us next year? And probably... Well, who knows what's going to happen next year, but...
Yeah, I was planning on it. Going to Ugrerest, get
Okay.
their airships, the Niles flavor, the whole deal.
Yep. Sounds good. I just wanted to make sure that you were focused. You seem a lot more focused than earlier. I know Jerome changes people, and I'm concerned. Did he say something to you, or...
Well, one thing I could say, Sacrament, is,
I'm sorry?
that he's an asshole.
Ah.
And not like a magical type, but just in general.
Yeah, I agree. But,
Yeah,
there are a lot of those currently in, well, any military, but... If we could all be philosophical warriors, then there would be no war.
Yeah,
Well-
he made me dig a hole for a long time.
Oh. I heard there's actually like a meditation about... I don't know why I'm bringing that up. I don't interact with monks often.
I don't do endless much meditation.
But if you could, you would totally do that while like drinking psilocybin from a tea mug, right?
Oh, I make my own juice. It's
Oh.
with ginger. It's fermented, so it's like bubbly.
Bubbly
I,
juice.
Yeah,
Is it like a
with
froth
honey.
or?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Think of it like how bubbly it is for drinking.
I
For
don't
alcohol.
drink.
Oh,
I don't drink anything.
like no water, no
No.
like juice.
I don't need to.
Do you
Everything
drink
tastes like
use
salt
honey?
or sugar. It's awful.
Sugar's nice. It's
No. He shakes his head.
yeah, ritual and all that.
Yeah. Wait, what? Alright, well, I just wanted to make sure you're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Still have a little bit of trauma, especially with that spider monkey, but otherwise,
Spider
all
monkey?
good. Yeah, the ones in the cellar from the trap.
What?
Ozark had.
He looks as if you're insane for a moment. We don't keep spider monkeys down there. Let alone any monkey.
What I killed then? Oh, anything else?
No, I think we're good here, Mirth. I'll see you on the New Year's party, where we're gonna do our televised, oaths of fealty and all that bullshit.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't think I was there for the last one.
Maybe. I don't remember. There were a lot of faces during that time. There's gonna be a lot fewer, I feel.
How are you doing though?
Oh, he deflects quite quickly. Pats you on your big, muscly / gangly arm, and will leave. You see the crown-shaped ring on his left hand and ring finger. This miniature gilded / golden crown with a singular purple gem within it.
I remember the words that he spoke to me. That his face when I mentioned of him absorbing all the pain in the city, all the injuries, the hurt that he experienced, and I'm going to shrug it off and jump off the cliff.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You jump off the cliff, and we will end there. Who's ready to go next? I know Draco's got his fucking hand up. He's legit ready to go.
I'm just stretching, my guy, but I will go next.
Okay, Draco, my boy. What is Zane? Who is Zane? What is Zane?
Zane is he's pretty tall dude. He's an elf, demi-human, whatever the elf race is called, whatever.
Yeah, who
Doesn't
knows?
really matter. Doesn't really matter to him, nor should it to anyone else.
True.
Got probably some new attire for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Something a bit warmer. He has since gotten a shave.
Looked a little bit trimmed up after seeing all the fancy Ulathans walking around the court.
And also he needed to get a shave after being locked in a room for a year.
Yeah. We get it. You're traumatized by isolation.
Yeah.
So what's Zane doing? Where is he right now?
probably on one of the more calm days, just walking through like an open area in like maybe the courtyard or something.
Mm-hmm. Are you looking for someone? Are you just enjoying your time?
No. He's just enjoying the time. One Probably the one calmest day he'll get before he locks himself into his room again for the rest of the winter.
Yeah. What? You were a
Uh,
diviner, right?
yes, he is a divination wizard.
I'm gonna give you a little scene. We don't talk about this character a lot, but you would have undoubtedly heard of her by now. The Oracle, they call her. Or at least the young ones do, and the spellcasters who are tormented rather than allowed to go out in front of, face off against demons and monsters and seek out Hephaestus's tombs and grill Randy for information. You're one of those guys now, but you used to be the shitter who would, like, be in a cabal of, like, a B team, like wizards and sorcerers who, it doesn't feel good being on the B team. Let me go and find a description of this character, because John is trying to work
Isolation
on.
and broken kneecaps quickly changed his mind about that.
True. Who doesn't like having their kneecaps broken? To teach you the importance of Longstrider. Okay.
It's Longstrider when you got Expeditious Retreat.
Why not both? Alright. This is... Oh. Okay, that name's not nearly as complicated as I thought it was. This Oracle, not child, but young adult, clearly one of the youngest members of the court, who is apparently a hunter dropout, lingers around with a crystal ball and more or less gives out fortunes to people who don't want them. And she takes quite almost sinister glee in the words she prophetizes. We didn't lose anyone, right? I just saw a camera flicker. I think we're good.
Yeah, mine froze, so I had to fuck with it.
You're good now. They are of somewhat pale complexion. They have a weird bow in their hair that has a like almost like a lion's mane, like scrunchy. And as you walk by looking at the same sight she is of younger hunters, they're more or less abandoned children who have enough skill to eventually become warriors, are just throwing down in the snowball blood pit, as it's currently called, like 40 feet to your right. What do you do? A fellow diviner sitting alone.
Then he doesn't really do anything. He's mellowed out from when he first started learning how to be a wizard.
Yeah.
When you're young, why wouldn't you want to be a wizard? You can cast all these cool spells. But after his experience breaking through the barrier of dreams and reality, teleporting halfway across the continent to Maelstrom, he's humbled a bit. That's the correct word.
It's a good word. And I suppose as you glance at this person and then begin to trot off, she will call at your back, knowing your name as Zane, Elf, Wizard, Extraordinaire? No, I forgot your last name. What is Zane's last name? Zybraxis?
Arcosia.
She will call out, Mr. Arkosha, fellow diviner.
He turns around and gives a small bow. Good evening.
Hello. Come join me for a moment, my fellow wizard, underneath this gazebo.
He chuckles a bit, and we'll go sit down by them.
You take a seat across from them and their crystal ball, which begins to reflect the snow, creating this weird almost like a disco ball in a way, just on the very top of this gazebo in this evening light.
Sort of reminds him of his first real encounter with Jerome.
Yeah. Under the orb. You've also seen one of these crystal... Yeah. You know diviners. What is Zane's opinions on divination?
He thinks that it's a very useful tool, but even after all this time studying it, he's still not sure if it's for him. He's more studied it out of necessity, and like I've trained with a maelstrom wizard to know how to use divination.
Sure.
I don't think I can really switch now.
Nope. Once you start specializing, it's incredibly difficult to get out of it.
Yeah, the diviner Joran of Maelstrom.
Joran, yes. Or Joran.
Jerome.
No. Not Jerome. Jerome did not teach Zane. He tried to kill Zane. This oracle looks at you, observing your facial expressions and studying your body posture. She will make her observations known. I don't know whether it was the treatment you suffered or the natural cowardice I sense within you. But you seem like you don't have the disposition to fight within this war. Have you found your resolve yet?
I have my reason to fight in this war, one I am wholly committed to. But a part of me would be lying if I said I wasn't scared.
What have you to fear?
Death, for one, it's always a big one.
Can you
But
say
I
that a
think
little
more
closer to your microphone?
death is a big one. But I think the major one would just be disappointing the people I care about, letting them down.
I see. If you were to die, how would you prefer it?
Honestly, potentially slow, so that if I do get one last breath of consciousness, I can at least give a message to what family I have.
I thought you were going to say cast fireball on yourself, which is
No,
the last diviner I knew. God rest his
was never
soul.
quite a fan of that spell.
You were never a fan of Are you even a wizard?
Yes, that has been the question of late
How
from
would you
many
even
others.
burn down an orphanage? Give me an Arcana check, Zane.
Uh,
Actually, there are several ways to run an orphanage with fire-based spells, DM.
19.
A 19 is rather strong, so I think I'm going to give it to you, even though it's technically a failure. But who cares about what DC things are? Zane, you're having a conversation with a diviner, an oracle, someone who says they're a wizard. And you know what's not going off in your mind right now? It's that weird wizard radar. You're not pinging anything from this person. And as you're noticing that, you watch their hands sort of over the crystal ball. And you look down at the spell that was just sort of subtly cast before you. And you see an image of yourself standing within a field of fire. And she asks you, would you like to know how you really die?
Ooh.
He leans forward a bit.
Oh, do you grasp the orb? Do you wish to ponder?
He just... Many say that if you learn how you die, you can at least get proper preparation. Not me. I would rather not know the specifics of how I die.
As you say this, she drapes a quite heavy sleeve, it is cold after all outside, over it. The ball's vision soon fades, and she states, have it your way, diviner.
As a diviner, I can learn to see many things. I don't want to see everything.
I respect your conservation, if nothing else. But if you would take advice from someone who has seen stories like yours play out, ensure that caution does not become hesitation. A wizard who can't act or react is barely a wizard at all. And with that, she does a and then like throws a snowball in your face and then like takes off running.
Bucket snow.
Like straight up off the gazebo's like little perimeter wall, balls it up and just throws it at you. It just fucking runs.
He wipes the snow off his face and just chuckles a bit. Goes to clean his glasses.
Yeah. All the while, the crystal ball sits on the gazebo's table. As if tempting you.
He just looks at it. Remembers what got him into divination, being his encounter with Jerome. Just shakes his head and walks away.
Truly a moral and upstanding character. Zane, you walk off. And days will pass. What do you want to do for your downtime?
Well,
Mechanically speaking.
mechanically speaking, mostly just read through the massive book he was given on a faceless motivation.
You want his theses? You want to translate that fucking schizo sprawl?
Yep, you told me to keep the rolls from it too, and I still have them.
What are they?
You had me do a religion, arcana, and history. I got 16 religion, 10 arcana, 19 history.
Okay. What are you hoping to get while reading through this? Because this is a long This was the first Lich of Wizardry, explaining why he decided to genocide the entire planet. Right? This is the writing of a madman compiled together by his murderous workshop that created an army of monsters. Zane might not want to know how he dies, but you are staring at a physical scripture of madness.
What Zane wants out of this isn't necessarily anything physical. He could go through this and find nothing at all that would be helpful. But he wants to give it a try because it was his willpower that managed to break him through that boundary of dreams, find that relic, get to Maelstrom. It was all because he had good willpower that he is on this path, so I feel like if anyone was going to read through this multi-novels worth of book, would probably be him. He's already used to reading for days and months on end.
You won't gain anything physical, for sure. I mean, this could be attached to a stick and used as a maul, for sure. Like, this would be a 2d6 bludgeoning weapon, if given any amount of leverage and, like, a thing to attach it to that, like, lever. Oh, there is that option, I suppose. I think what you will get more than anything else is a reference point. Hephaestus was known as the master of wizardry. He taught the first wizards. He not fundamentalized, but he perfected schools of thought. He was friends with many elementals across the world, to the point where he either tricked them or enslaved them into ending the world. He created necromantic armies. He transmuted all sorts of crazy shit, to the point where he was known as the Transmuter as his final title. He's done it all. And as you see this accomplishment of the wizard with no peer, of no competition, of having nothing and no one, you gain more and more insight into the mind of a isolated, lonely genius who, at the end of his life, sought self-destruction, which could only occur through one way. I don't know if Zane knows that after the end, Hephaestus tried to redeem himself. I don't know if Zane watched the VODs and learned this from Neat, a other arcane construct now with the traitorous Kushim.
I think it was mentioned one of the times we were at Randy.
Okay. You look through the 700,000 to 800,000 words of sheer madness. And you realize that once you close the end cover, that despite all of his isolation, all of his will to end the world, in the very end, he closed up shop and he vanished from the world voluntarily. He either stopped or was defeated, and he turned on his own constructions. Hephaestus is a weird entity, both terribly consistent and bafflingly inconsistent. I hope that gains insight. And should you ever need, or the need arise, to potentially glean more insight into future spells, this madman's journal, his autobiography, will help you in some way. Basically, I'm giving you advantage to learn spells.
Ooh.
It's actually really decent for wizards.
Zane, having spent probably a good month or more, if not the entire winter on this,
At least 2, for sure.
Whew.
as he closes the book, he thinks to himself, if I did not have my family, might I be driven to madness like him? Maybe not as strong as him, but I never expected to anyways. He just moves the book to a corner of his room, because no bookshelf is gonna hold it.
No way.
And probably like he's done within once a week, he would have sent his sister a message with sending. Just general stuff. How the family's doing,
Mm-hmm.
how the winter's treating them, and just to let them know he loves them.
Your feelings are reciprocated in kind. Your sister truly only wants what's best for you and her family, including her new brothers and sisters, your step siblings that you just suddenly had. As the great philosopher Vin Diesel once said, family.
You don't turn your back on family.
True. You two will get called by a tyrant who's making his rounds. Notably, he would never go to Runt. He assumes Runt's in it to win it at this point, and there's no turning back for him. But the tyrant wants to do a check-in on Zane, a man he kept locked in a room to keep up with men such as Meager, an active wizard. You will see the same crown-shaped ring on his left ring finger. His bodyguard's around, but we don't really care. And he will more or less bluntly address you and say, Zane.
Hello.
You doing alright?
Quite fine, yes. Been hard at work.
I see. I heard Kel ran into you. I'm sorry if she tried to freak you out with her illusions.
Illusions, huh?
Yeah.
I see.
She fancies herself a soothsayer from ancient times, but... yeah. Anyway, I wanted to check in to see if you will be joining us next year, if you're going to re-up on your contract.
I will, yes.
Okay. Yeah, is there anything you need? We haven't talked much. We don't really have a rapport, but...
Feel like if there's anything I need, it's just opportunities to learn more spells.
Okay. For what it's worth, I really do appreciate just how reliant you are, or reliable you are. Not reliant. You are the opposite of reliant. He shifts his eyes left and right. Anyway, what I meant to say was, keep trucking along. You're doing great.
The one thing I know how to do well.
He claps you heartily on the back in a very manly moment and says, avoid the other Ulatheans. They think you're a, race traitor, by the way.
Well, that's their opinion.
Yeah, they're... Don't worry about them, man. They're just being weird. If they haven't said anything to you, it's probably just... It's probably nothing. He pats you once more on the arm, steals away any anxiousness you have in your shoulders or worries in your heart, and then skips away, happy as a clam. Off to go do something with one of his many tasks he must do.
Zane slowly slumps over a bit. Ow.
Okay. If you have nothing else, we should take a break here and hit up our boys, Yugu and Nav. Okay. Guys.
That is
good.
indeed it from me.
We'll be right back, and after that, we're heading to Ugrerest. Oh, shit. Ooh, see ya. Hello everyone, we're back from that short break, and we are going to jump our cameras and people immediately to either Nav or Yugu. Who wants to go?
Yugu.
Saving Nav for last, huh, Yugu? I see how it is.
He's more important than me, so he gets to go last.
Oh,
No. You cannot distract
Shut the fuck
me.
up.
Alright, Yugu, go ahead and describe your character and let's jump into the civil suit.
So, Yugu is a average-sized, average-built lizard person with bright red scales and dark black frills going down the back of their spine. They're wearing a nice matching red robes with sleek black gloves as well. They tend to have a little chewing tick. They like to gnaw on stuff sometimes. But just imagine a giant lizard they carry around their family's loot. Really simple, honestly, in
Don't
description.
you have sick-ass gloves, too?
Yeah, I said that. My cool black
Oh, I'm sorry.
gloves lets me write super secret messages that I have to eat, apparently, because no one trusts me.
A lot of people trust you, Yugu. Too many, in
I hope
fact.
so.
Your lawyers, for instance. Dude, what is your downtime? Are we gonna do this fucking Boston legal fucking 20-minute?
Okay. I do have a couple things, mostly spells, I want to add to
Okay.
my ritual list. But first, I do want to go find Irithil and have a little
Ooh.
chat with her.
You're jumping straight for the dialogue. You find Irithil early into winter, probably before the first permafrost. So in Fantasy November, also known as Winter's Welcome. You find her being bored as all fuck, listening to relatives, maybe, droning on about, like, the problems that will come with the tyrant becoming her people's new king. And she sees you and is like, hell yeah, get me the fuck out of here, chief. And just gets up and walks towards you.
Oh, yeah, this is great, Irithil.
She
Honestly-
grabs your scaly side and shoves you out of the room.
Okay, we're going this
Let's
way. That's
go.
fine.
Come on.
I see
All right.
you are stuck in political hell, yeah?
Yes, I am. Do you
Well,
know how
unfortunately-
infuriating it is not being able to whip my nephews and great-nephews and great-great-nephews across the face with a barbed whip? Rest in peace.
Yeah, it's really sad, I think. Honestly, I just came to apologize. The last time we spoke, I kind of said some insensitive stuff, and I don't really, I don't talk to a lot of people. I'm gonna create a black lotus, probably,
Aw.
very large. I'm sorry about your father, grandfather, and the things I said on the day he died.
She looks at the manifested flower and slowly takes it. She looks up, because you are much taller than her, and tells you, Yugu, you are the most non-combative person I think I possibly know. I did not take offense. If you feel the need to be forgiven, you are.
Well, even if I did not do harm, I would rather do good than do nothing. Yeah?
Sometimes, doing nothing is the same as doing good. If anything,
Okay.
that my grandfather has taught me, being able to step aside is the true show of a leader. And honestly, after being a lieutenant to your tyrant for 2.5 weeks now, I understand why he wanted to die. Quite well. So,
Well, I guess stick in there. If not, for your own sake, for your people, right?
sure. Thank you, Yugo.
What? Well, you want to go get a drink or something? You seemed kind of fucking bored
I
as hell.
am obligated to stay. Do you understand a noble's oblige? That is what the word they're using is now. Noblesse oblige. Can you... How pretentious is that?
I can't even say that, honestly. I don't know what words.
The
you're using.
noble's obligation. Can you believe this? What cocky sons of bitches think they can add, like, philosophy to, like, a social class?
Foolish, I think.
It's the new phrase my people are using. Oh well. Oh well. Maybe when I'm free. Maybe during winter, you know?
I'll look around the court sometimes. Maybe we can get together. You, me, Nav, Runt, maybe. Have a good night.
Sure. She laughs at that one. And then starts laughing even harder for a moment. And then stoics herself. Anything else?
No, I just came to apologize. Oh, and the flower, it is fake, obviously. In a few hours, it will go away, so don't worry about keeping it or anything like that.
She nods. It's a very pretty illusion.
I try. Well, goodbye. I don't want to keep you from your noble obliques too long.
Thank you. She stares dead-eye for like another 12 seconds. Just at a wall. Mentally resolving herself to get through another hellish day. And then turns around with drooping, long-ass ears. And no longer is she bald. She is quickly growing hair. Yeah.
That was really the only thing I had planned, character interaction wise.
Okay.
Otherwise, I want to learn. I want to be a nerd. I want to copy people's homeworks. I want spells that are rituals.
John, let me plagiarize, please.
Yes.
I promise
Come here,
I'm
Ozark.
only going to use them. I swear I won't take Find Familiar.
I promise I won't try to sneak it by this time. Haha.
I'm going to drive to your house and strangle you. Okay. What do you want to learn? Let's see if Ozark's got everything. I'm sure you'll have enough time to get everything regardless.
Yeah,
but...
exactly. I was looking for telepathic bond, phantom steed.
The fuck is that? Telepathic bond.
Rari's telepathic bond, I think is what it's called in the book.
Ugh.
Skywrite intensive floating disc. Because carrying stuff is annoying.
Skywrite for sure.
Okay.
Phantom Steed for sure.
Okay.
You have 5th level spells now?
I'm a 9th level caster, baby.
Holy shit. I think you're one of the highest spellcasters that we have.
Nav's a full caster too, right?
Nav's a Hexblade.
Yeah.
They're like knockoff paladins, let's be real. Just trying to bait him into saying anything.
Where is Rari's come from?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the source on this.
You made me spill my tea, you bitch.
Good. Get fucked, loser.
It says it's from just the player's handbook.
I've never seen this before. Yeah. You forge a telepathic link among two among up to 8 willing creatures of your choice within range, psychically linking each creature to all the others for the duration. Creatures with intelligence scores of 2 or less aren't affected by the spell. Until the spell ends, the target can communicate telepathically through the bond, whether or not they have a common language. Ooh.
I
The
can talk to
communication is
dogs.
possible over any distance. We're going to add an asterisk to this because there's always a limit of distance. Even wish, though it can't extend to other planes of existence. Alright. Ozark would not have this spell. He does not need to telepathically communicate. But he likes the idea, and the Tyrant wants you to have the spell if you're going into like a diplomatically hot situation. This would help your entire team hugely, massively.
We don't have to say our dumb ideas out loud.
True,
Sounds
yeah.
good
Is
to
this
me.
can we communicate between each other? Like, if he links all of us, can I directly
anyone
talk to
can,
Run?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be a web. It wouldn't be like,
It's literally
he's not a relay.
Lines.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
literally
okay.
it's a verbal group chat that we can just have active whenever we want and not have to worry about
Fuck
what anyone
yeah!
else.
Think about all the shit posts.
So,
Hell yeah.
a thing I remember reading somewhere about telepathic communication, it's like 8 to 10 times faster to communicate through that than through speech as well.
Yeah.
So we may at one point like hit the slow motion button on the rest of the narrative, because the Tyrant, Ozark, and the Simulacrums, along with some wizards who just know how to research their own spells now, will gather up, and he will tell them, "You're in the room, Zane. Come here." He grabs Zane by the throat, like, "You will make this spell."
Yugu's getting a wizard study group together.
Yay!
It's
Man,
paired
I'm
with
studying. I just copy it.
2 lawyers. Yes, Yugu, please add this to your thing.
Yes.
So long as you have, can you link Ritual Caster just for prosperity or
Yes.
posterity?
Need to find it. Boo. Pretty long.
You have learned. I'm just making sure this isn't like the fucking Warlock thing where it's only half your level or blah blah blah.
It's half rounded up. So 4.5.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Yeah, it works. We ignore gold costs. It's just a matter of time, but you have 3 months, so we're not going to sweat the 90 days of research potential you have here. Or 95, technically, but who's counting?
Not me.
Okay. That was easy to do. I guess during that time, the Tyrant can do a check-in on you, because it seems like you're invested in the cause, Yugu. You are in a class action lawsuit that's going to take like 10 years to complete.
Oh,
so
I'm going to be a resident of Tulst pretty soon.
Yeah, if you bitch out now, you're leaving your lawyers dead in the water. And Tyrant doesn't want to see that. He cares about these lawyers now. They're funny. They're funny guys. Anything else?
That's all I really had planned. I think in my downtime between forcing wizards to learn spells so I can copy them, I was gonna just walk through the city, honestly.
Yeah.
I know it's winter time, people get shut in during the storms, but
Yeah.
when it's good out, I want to go out and let people feel good. Play some songs, maybe use my creation to make stuff when kids want it. Like, I want a giant snowman, or I don't know, an umbrella, something silly. Like, here you go, take that. It'll disappear.
Ah, yes, an umbrella in the winter. That's what
I
the
don't
kids
know.
want these
So,
days.
I
want
think-
a shovel.
You are an
Snow
actual...
globe.
Oh my god. Draco.
He did it again.
You son of a bitch.
He did it again.
That makes 3 times today.
Oh my god. Hang on. We need to fucking...
Mr. Draco, bring me in VC. Bum 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 bum.
Turn on your camera before I lose my mind. Okay.
Before I will scream, bum 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 bum.
It happens. I think Yugu,
Oh,
unlike
decided to
Mirth,
reset itself.
you're fine. It happens to the best of us.
It's a meme, but I am gonna drink, so
True. I think Yugu is a man of the people. He is running a class action lawsuit against like the city's historic like figurehead. So if that is not the most plebeian shit I've ever heard of, you're a man of the people, Yugu. And people know you. Like, it's hard to mistake you with somebody else. You're a bright red lizard man who goes around creating things. It's honestly kind of strange knowing that strangers know who you are and wish wellness on your body and health. In the streets, kids aren't afraid to come up to you. It honestly feels kind of royal in a weird, strange sense. And part of you wonders, or I guess sort of thinks back onto Erithil, the not first, but most important king of Uvathil. Do you wonder if he felt similar sensations? Can you empathize with a dead man's story?
I don't know. I know people thought he was the greatest. He did a lot for his people. But I don't know exactly what that entailed. Whether he was just a great fighter, he's the most powerful man, or if he really was, like, the town hero of the city or the entire nation, wherever he lived. People saw him, was like, oh, Erithil, come help me do this. Or I lost my cat, can you help me find him? Just little things.
Is that a question you'd like to truly pursue? Or is it just like a thought that I've implanted in your head? Because you have Ulathayans now, like full-blooded people, delegates, noblemen, historians.
When we first got to the temple, where we found the last piece for the ritual, I was kind of thinking, like, I wonder if I could talk to one of these ghosts about, who, like, knew him personally. Like, how was he really? So if I could find a historian who's not just going to be, on this day, this battle, 500 men to 100 men, and it was a victory. Like, I don't really care about that.
You won't find stories like that.
Okay.
I'm sort of padding our time, but I think it matters, especially for a bard. Because Erithil was also a bard. And he was the most beloved king. Not because of his spellcraft. Not even because he was a good fighter. Apparently, to every historian and every version of Erithil's tale, is he died kind of pathetically in a heroic but ultimately futile last stand. From what you saw of the visions of Jerome, he also died selfishly. He didn't do it for his people. Well, maybe he did in a roundabout way or an inadvertent way. But from what you hear of the Ulathayan tales, is he was exceptionally kind and considerate of others. He did not destroy. He created. And he did not speak down or do orders. He sang. He sung songs. And when it was time to make hard choices, such as betray his father, save his people by shunting them into a shadowed dimension, dying on a mountain, he did those things. He was not afraid to step outside of his comfort zone. And he stuck to his principles as best as he could. And that is why Erithil, the most beloved king of all Ulathayans, is remembered that way. I hope that helps Yugo. For although he does not follow in that elf king's footsteps, there are many things that he and the creature now long dead have in common. Also, you have blood on your hands.
Not anymore. It's gone. I
Just
realized
because
it
you
was
wear
fake.
gloves. Okay.
Oh, I forgot this was a thing. Just to help people out. If I find, I don't know if there is a lot of homeless people in Tulst or not.
Not really,
But
no.
If I find people outside who look cold, I'll go ahead and ritual cast a tiny hut if I find a lot of people, so they can have a little warm space to go hide in.
No one in Tulst is homeless during the winter.
Okay. That's good. That
The
makes sense.
winter is a truly murderous thing in this area of the world. And if the culture or society was flippant about that, Tulst would not be as well receiving as it is currently. Okay. I don't think I had any other things except... No, yeah, that's it.
Oh, I just thought of this. Is there anything in the armory, like the healing salve, I think it was, still?
We're going to worry about items later.
Okay.
Cool. And I think we're going to jump to Nav. The most patient of men.
Dude.
Hi, Nav!
Wait, before we get started, John, you have to take another drink with me because other John has been crackly for me all session.
Okay.
Oh,
I
that's
have-
not just me.
I've been
That's
crackly?
honestly-
Oh,
A little.
yeah.
You can understand. It's at the
Okay.
end of sentences that it kind of
Thank
comes through.
God, I thought that was just me the entire time.
Chat,
and
have
like,
I
did
been
not-
crackly?
It
yes,
happened
there
right
is.
there.
You just
Yeah, I
crackled,
thought
yeah.
that was me because that's been happening because I got new internet with a new modem recently, and that's been happening randomly. So I thought that was me, and just was like, I was like, okay, well, this is just my new internet. It's happening
John,
random.
like wiggle your cables or something, because you are understandable. It just
Oh.
sounds like there might be a bad connection.
Don't
Yeah,
wiggle your
sounds like
cables
there's-
while you're off mute. Oh, please don't.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Or we could there could be a solar flare because that can interrupt with signals too.
Check. Test. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck, I hear it. Check. Test.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Hello? Am I still
Hello.
crackly?
Hello.
Say
I mean,
something
it's only-
loud. Try to
Yeah.
peek.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
no, you're good.
I didn't hear it.
No crackles.
It's been fading in and out, but I'll
Yeah. If
I'll
it
let you know if
happens
it happens again.
Yeah,
I,
well, you'll
I
see.
love this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Double John.
Oh, you coming twice on the...
Am I coming in twice?
Not
Nick
for
said
me.
okay.
Not for me.
Okay,
Are
I
you
think...
listening to the stream? Because that's the only way.
No, it was my system sounds picking up my mic test. So stream got to hear it, but you fuckers didn't. I was bad-mouthing you. These dumb mother...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. When I moved, it kind of reset some of my settings, and it had my crisp noise suppressor as the default mic, which over adjusts on Discord. Because Discord automatically has crisp as well. So, you motherfucker waited 2 hours to tell me this. Nav, describe your fucking character for me so I can kill him.
This I never wrote any of it down, so this will probably be like the third different character description people have gotten. So pick your favorites. Like 6 foot, 6'1", mediumly muscled. I don't know if that's the right way to say that, but Um.
Nice.
Pale, real pale skin with like a slight gray hue. Geometric tattoos. Over parts of his arms and chest and like peeking up at his collarbone. Brown hair. Who cares about any of that shit?
I do.
That's hot as fuck.
You're a tall glass of water, my friend.
I think we've actually rolled for my hotness, and I actually rolled fairly well as well.
You're a
So
hot
that is
man.
fact.
True.
So I'm gonna say this immediately. Anytime a snowball fight breaks out, Nav is in there.
Oh shit.
He's fucking. You know the bros who take like paintball super seriously.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Nav.
It makes
he can
sense.
fucking warfare.
Big Stinky from we never really talk about Nav's background or his homeland since it was pretty repressive. But the one thing that they loved to have fun with was war. They loved war games, they loved tactical games, anything revolving movement of people into tactically superior positions and making it fun to fight. That's kind of what Big Stinky's all about. Especially with like ranged combat. So whether you're a spellcaster or you have the strength of a bull, you're using some sort of ranged contraption to better your capability of destruction. And snowball fights? That's just kids' warfare, baby. Oh, and once you, the veteran, show up, knowing how to wrap snow in your Eldritch Blast and then throw it at someone to, like, hit them dead on, you are a monster, Nav. You just go to, like, the local park and style on kids, or do you, like, give the hunter children a chance?
So it's the reverse. If I'm snowballing with the hunter children, decimate them. They need to learn, and they need to learn now. How actually old are we? Am I literally curb stomping like 10-year-olds?
Not in Ozark's Academy. In the public places, for sure. The minimum age you can join the academy is, I think, 15. And that's if you, like, pass a qualifying test to show that you're not a dipshit.
Okay.
The average age is, like, 16, 17, though.
Yeah, I will destroy teenagers all day.
Okay, cool.
If it's in a, like, public park,
It'd just be in the courtyard outside the main gate. Like, most of the kids who are trapped in the court during winter just don't have family to go to. Or they don't want to go back to their families.
No, then I'm, like, super nice to them. Maybe even at one point I dress as, like, a snow monster or something.
Oh, fuck, he has a ghillie suit! You just become Rambo overnight and 1v50.
And then the only other thing, I do have character interactions, but there were these two things that I wanted to do as like a general, just
yeah,
over winter. Like some of the others on the days that it allows, like just go out and be in town, be in Tulst, because we don't get a chance to do that a lot. But specifically, I want to find a like cozy like bar or pub, and just like anytime weather permits, like just hang out for a few hours, like become a regular, and like just try to make friends, like just talk to people.
You want to talk to people.
Not about military matters, not about missions, just like Nav's pretending like he just had a hard day's work at the factory and is going to like drink a pint with the bros. If anybody will not be weird about that.
I don't think anyone would. I'm just trying to, like, contextualize in my mind for a moment. Because this is... No one's actually wanted to do this before. Every player I know is a murderous hobo, so... Wanting to blend in with just your surroundings in a non-aggressive, non-showmany way of like, yeah, I can blend in with a crowd. That's not what a lot of people can do. Definitely not something you would have been able to do in your old Alventori armor. You'd be like a monster. And yeah, you're paler now, and you're a little bit weirder just due to the weather. Like, it's... Big stinky winters are nothing compared to this shit. This is rough. And most bars during the winter are kind of empty. It's mostly like sports bars that are open. Because there's enough traffic and it's like a bar and grill situation rather than just a get shit-faced drunk. Because if you get drunk in the cold, like, you are liable to injure yourself quite quickly.
Yep. And sports bar is fine. Like, getting shit-faced is not really the goal.
I'm gonna roll dice. Can you give me a perception check? Man, what is with this dice today, guys? I'm changing this dice.
Perception.
I haven't rolled below a 16 so far. This is...
Whoa, that's pretty good.
I wish I was in combat with you guys right now, to be honest.
I got a 15.
15. Okay, we'll go green. Alright, that's more like it. I think I did roll 7 earlier for an Ozark save, but it's fine. You blend in quite well with the people of the city. You're a military man. You have fought and killed people. You strode in heavy plate mail made of magic. Did not eat, did not sleep for several weeks. And were a being of destruction. And this is so fucking refreshing. Of being among a crowd, looking at a televised sports game that no one's really invested in. But, like, whenever somebody scores or one team scores, they're like, hey! And you, like, join the chorus. And, like, share brewskis. And shoot the shit with strangers. It is a familial community within a city of millions of people. Yeah.
Dope.
Okay. You had other characters you wish to seek.
I did have characters.
Let's get to it.
First. Who do I want to do first?
The weak die, the strong live another year. Jesus Christ. Drinking in the cold is a rite of passage here in Canada.
Well, yeah, but you're Canadians, not real people.
Very true. Come to the equator again, Temer. Welcome to the soup. Our soupy climate.
Irithil or Tyrant first?
You're gonna speak with Tyrant regardless. You can save him for last or speak to him now.
We can do it now. Just get him out of the way.
The boy finds you. Your boy finds you. He's brilliant. He's beautiful. He's beaming. He loves winter. For some reason. He's got a ring on his finger shaped like a crown that has a purple gem sort of slivered within it. And when you sort of bump into him in the hallway, you wanted to seek him out. He was going to seek you out eventually. He's like, oh, Nav, hey.
Oh, Tyrant, I was kind of looking for you.
Oh, nice. What can I do?
Serendipitous, one might say.
What's up?
Hold on, Eric's loading. No, I just wanted to like check on you. You know, make sure you're not like overworking yourself or you know, just you're doing okay. You're my buddy, and I haven't had much of a chance to be like buddies with you.
Now,
You know, war going on and shit like that.
It's true. War is a war. Yeah, I've been okay. I've been busy. Super busy. But, you know, being a king of a people who don't want you to be their king, but cannot legally remove you, is a very new dynamic for me. We're in a weird negotiation phase in terms of, like, how we can sort of bridge the differences, and it's putting me in, like, very awkward positions. But I think we're good. I think we're figuring each other out through these negotiations, which is the more important thing. Not actually coming to, like, a resolution, but, like, getting to understand one another better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Anyway.
I don't mean to, I don't want to poke the bear, but are you and Jess Meza good? Obviously, you know, the court talk, so I know about the slap.
Oh man, it's been so long. Yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
She got mad. I took in the one who tarred and feathered her sister. You know.
Oh, it's about him.
It's always a fucking rabble-rouser.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's good. So, what did you were needing me?
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to check in, see if you're down to be, you know, an extra-legal force of murder in my name.
Oh, no.
No? Okay.
I'm just fucking with you, buddy.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cuff him on the shoulder.
I was thinking of all the legal ramifications of actually removing someone. No one's actually wanted to quit yet, which is
well, I mean,
strange.
Is it because they just die first?
Maybe, potentially. I hope not, but maybe if they are a ghost, they would want to quit.
Are they still bound in death?
No, but
okay.
You know, I don't know how ghosts work. I know how vampires work.
That's not the same thing.
No, it's not. Sever says hi, though.
Those... Oh, does he?
Yeah.
It's fine. I'll write him a letter or something.
Yeah, please.
Is he gonna freeze to death? No, he's a vampire now, not a frog.
He's made of stone. I don't think... His blood's more or less mercury. I don't know if he can freeze, to be honest. I don't know.
Good for him.
I guess, yeah.
Alright, I'm sure you're busy. You know. I know you are too young to drink, probably, but, like...
I don't drink.
If you ever want to hang out and pretend to be a regular person for a while, I found this great bar.
Oh, which one?
The Twisting Sport Pole. That sounds like a stripper club. I promise it's not.
I've actually heard of that one. Apparently they have really good, like, queso or cheese sauce with chips. Not the potato ones.
I hadn't tried it, but I'll have to give it a shot. That sounds weirdly delightful.
Alright. I don't eat either, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, buddy, we gotta do something with you.
It just tastes like salt and sugar. It's gross. Have you ever bit into anything and it was just suddenly powder in your mouth?
No, but I bit into a pickle once and I swear to God that bitch was hollow and it was just pickle juice.
This is why I don't eat. It sounds disgusting.
That's a true story, by the way.
I was
That's
about to say, that
my
sounds like an
childhood.
Eric story, not a Nav story.
I like the binding of it. I think it's a good character moment.
Yeah.
That bitch was hollow when it was dead.
It's like when you buy like a really big piece of candy. It's like one of those giant. You guys know Hershey Kisses, right? And there's like the giant ones.
Yeah.
But the bigger they are, you think as a kid, oh my god, it's good. There's so much chocolate in here, and then you like try to push your hand on it to like break a piece off, and then you just find out that the whole thing's hollow, and it's just like, oh.
That shit you not. This pickle was like that. Like it had somebody like took one of those like decorer things that you can
They
use on
cored an
apples and like they sewed that fucking top back on, and it just. I swear to God, I was 3, but I remember this so vividly.
I understand you. I get your pain. Although I've never experienced something like that before.
It's the worst. It's like you bite into something and it's
all right.
air.
Let's stop talking about it. Let's get back on track. The tyrant he claps you on your forehead, does the kingly headbutt, as if you are a close relative of him from a tribal state, and sends you on your way, feeling a little bit better about yourself. But John has to ask, what's Nav's motivation for seeking out the tyrant? Is this genuine care, or is he like... Is this an ulterior motive?
No, that was genuine.
Yeah.
I've been trying. I gave him the goodie basket in the midst of the Meza thing.
It's true.
I've tried here and there. Like, they're few and far in between because we get so, like, wrapped up in shit, but I've tried to be his pal, so. You know,
it hasn't gone unnoticed.
You reinforce when you can.
True. Is it weird being so close with your boss?
I don't think Nav really thinks of the tyrant as his boss.
Perfect. Let's go talk to Irithyll. Not your boss for sure. When you whip together, you live forever, right? Where do you want to find her at?
I know where her room is. I guess I'd go knock on her door.
Yeah. Oh, for once you rolled badly, and do not find her in her room. But eventually you will. We can hand wave sort of time and space. It's not like you have... It's not like we're limited here. So, one night, I guess, you will find her in her room. During winter... Let me check something. Ooh. Yeah, you'll find her in Winter's Waiting, during the darkest and deepest of freezes where no one's... Not even airships are allowed to fly. It's too dangerous.
Then I'll knock on her door.
Yeah, you knock on the door. After a brief moment, it cracks open, and Irithyll sticks her head out and is like, "Oh, hey, Nav. What's up?"
Oh, nothing. You know, we had our chat. I just wanted to check in. Make sure you didn't drink yourself to death or get smothered by your own filth.
No, I didn't.
I see that. Good for you.
Thank you.
So you're, feeling better sounds trite, but you're doing okay / better?
I am okay.
Okay. I just wanted to check up.
Are you okay?
I think I am. I know this is like the calm before the storm that is going to be the shit show of the next year, but right now it just kind of feels like a vacation.
Yeah.
And that's been different, but I kind of like it.
I think it's like a Toast holiday in a way that just lasts for like 2.5 months. Where people just sort of chill out. Because there's quite literally nothing to do.
Have you been bored without getting sent on missions?
Yeah, for sure. But I'm reacquainting myself with not descendants, but like cousins?
Relatives?
Yeah, relatives. It's weird.
That's good. That's good.
It used to just be me and Arvo for so long because we were the longest lived and stuff like that.
Look at you. You're learning how to be a real person.
Shut the fuck up now. Just gonna whip the shit out of just reaches behind the door.
Speaking of, I've been thinking about this. I'm probably going to be a little... I'm not much of a reader, so I'm probably going to be a little bored. You want to teach me how to use the whip?
Yes. Yes, I do. But not right now.
Yeah, not right now. I just, got winter. But I can't devote all my time to it. H is going to teach me how to cook, too. But, like...
Oof.
If you ever get bored and I, come find me and I can learn how to actually use a whip.
Okay. Be careful around H, by the way.
Why? H is the nicest guy.
She just starts laughing. Just like, never mind. It's fine. It's like one of those, I know something that you clearly don't, and you're like walking into something you shouldn't be kind of laugh.
Yeah. Nav is just gonna start backing away and be like, stop playing your mind games.
It's not a mind game.
I don't like it.
If you want to know the truth, seek me out. I have it on video. And she closes the door. Do you want to talk with H real quick? I know we're somewhat running out of time.
I got H and one other person, but both of them should be relatively quick.
H is there. H is a giant. He is nearly 8 foot fucking tall, made of fat and muscle. He is the most nimblest chef you have ever seen in your life, and he is filled with life, love, and happiness. Live, laugh, and love, guys. That's H's motto. You find him in the kitchen, like normal.
Is he like... I mean, is it almost like... Is he prepping for lunch or dinner or...
Yeah, he's always... There's so many people here in the court, he's never not prepping. And if he's not prepping, he's eating. And if he's not eating, he's... Well, you can't find him. But still, he's awake like 20 hours a day, just cooking, eating, and that's basically his entire life.
Hey, H.
Hey! Yeah, welcome.
Yeah. Well, it's winter. I'm not doing anything.
Indeed. It's a feast every night. Oh.
You want help?
Always! Join us! Here's an apron. Here's a hat.
I get a hat.
He gives you a hat, as well as a hairnet, but if you're a soldier boy, you probably don't need it. All about food safety. Nobody wants a hair in their sautéed stew or whatever the fuck we're cooking up tonight.
What are we cooking tonight?
I don't get to decide that. It's a surprise to me. Yeah. It's a meal plan. We have a new nutritionist down in the dungeons who's more or less like getting up on our grill, but we can't argue against him. And the tyrant's backing up his play. It's a weird thing.
Well, where do I go, chef sir?
He will direct you and teach you how to cook, which is a nightmarish world, but he will never, ever raise his voice because he is so fucking fast, he will fix whatever you make, whenever you make a mistake. Taking the time to... He's a good teacher, he shows you how to do, like, the cool, like, saucepan, like, set fire to the pan itself with a little bit of vegetable oil, and, yeah, the whole shebang. He is a true culinarian. Zero would love him.
That's literally all I had for
Okay.
H.
Cool.
That was my main downtime activity throughout.
Did you want a proficiency in cooking?
I mean, if you're giving it away, then sure, but it was more of a character thing than a mechanics thing.
Then let's let it be a character thing.
And then, is Peaches still at Tolst?
No. She went to Thorazor with Falsmalek.
Hey, come again?
Yeah, she went to Thorazor.
No,
you can...
I just meant Falsmalek. I've heard a lot of names from you, but that's probably one of the weirdest ones.
Falsmalek was a diplomat who probably was either seduced or has seduced the Dryad. No one's sure, really. But, he's a weird guy. He's a wizard. That should say it all.
Yeah. Then disregard.
Okay.
I'm out of shit.
Fair enough. Well, as winter ends and the boys wake up from sleep comas, healing comas as it was for Runt, get back into the flow of things, and the 5 beautiful days that mark the end of the year come, some things happen. As we all know, there are 35 days in winter's waiting, excuse me. Through the 31st to the 35th, the moon, bright, bulbous, and huge, goes away on its sabbatical, marking the beginning of the new year as soon as it returns, on the 1st of the new year. During this time, people can vote on all of the new council members. Polling more or less is like a 16-day long jaunt of campaigning, but they're legally only allowed to campaign during those 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, give or take, before the ballots hit, and then a week later, on like the 2nd of January, is when everyone's sort of confirmed into their new positions, and the new Tolst democratically elected government takes hold. This year is somewhat different, because the tyrant's intentions are so clear and known and telegraphed. All the politicians are sort of aligning themselves in different shades of his very populist policies. He's turned Tolst into a military state within this past year. No one can argue against that. He's tripled the population of Tolst. No one argues against that. These foreigners, refugees all, were saved by the tyrant. And vote for him, because they are legally allowed to as new citizens of Tolst. Through, I don't want to say demagoguery, but through benevolent charity, he has democratically taken over Tolst's government, and the politicians realize this. They can pander, they can play conservative all they want to the original Tolstolians or Tolstians, whatever you want to call them. But man, they are outnumbered. Cantillari people, Destrians, fucking just random people seeking opportunity. So many new people are here. It's worrisome. But it's also great because the political body of Tolst's government is unified. They want power, they're going to stay in power, and kowtow to their king. Or a king. Because he's not calling himself the King of Tolst yet. What do we feel about this on like a political level? Anyone have thoughts as their characters about to confirm themselves into service televised as his more or less private guards, his extra legal CIA agents who cross into different government borders on sneaky airships?
Yeah, so when Runt first got here, he did not give two shits about anything political. He was very like, I'm part of one government infiltrating another government, and I don't care about what's happening above board. Well, all that matters to me is what's happening below board, which is what I'm doing. And now that he's spent a significant amount of time in Tulsa, he's just kind of like, you know, the entire structure, social structure of this city has been flipped upside down. And that's a good thing. Because he's seen the enemies that the Tulsa task force and its military are going to face, whether it be foul ones, Blazing Star, remnants of whatever Hephaestus has done, all of these things that the continent itself is going to have to face. He still isn't entirely sure whether or not the gods thing is real. Like gods are quite the same as how everyone interprets them. But he knows that there is a real threat to the continent as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And that the Tyrant is the best person to have as Tulst's leader until that whole shabagle is resolved in one way or another.
Shabagle. That's a new word for me. I like it.
Did you mix charade and debacle?
That is exactly what I did.
Shabagle. Yugu, what about you? You're a savvy people of the plebs.
Yeah, I was thinking kind of similar to Vun, but more like I know the Tyrant and his politics at least a little bit, right? And I kind of know like Maelstrom and Ugrerest and the other ones, and at least this is like the least crazy leader I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe
He's so
Kato.
reasonable. It's
Well-
unbelievably reasonable, isn't it?
At least from what we perceive, right?
Of course.
It's one of the least crazy.
Does Yugu doubt the Tyrant when he is funding the class action lawsuit against
no.
Ozark?
Definitely not. Like, man, I will follow Tyrant until he gets voted out, and then beg for whoever that is to fund my lawsuit.
Well, it's a good thing he legally can't be voted out. Mirth, do you care? Are you jealous of his political position? Do you think it's bullshit and you don't really care? What's Mirth feel?
Jealousy beneath me, but
True. Very true. I forgot.
My character Mirth is from a city where patriotism is built in, and having seen this patriotism and this turnout coming out, it seems to be like, all right, it's pretty good. Like I'm.
It feels
No,
nice
exactly.
being on a team, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when
Something
that team
where-
has 3 million members. A third of the
Exactly.
continent's total population.
And if the majority of that is going for vying for this guy who seems to be taking away the pain of every single member into himself, yeah, why not? Why not go behind that?
That's a man you can get behind.
Yeah.
Zane, you're a wizard. You must have some crazy nuanced take on this, right?
Zane's not the biggest fan of the Tyrant, mainly because he kept him locked in a room for a fucking year.
But you're so much stronger because of it.
He's stronger, doesn't mean he has to like the way he was treated.
That's perfectly reasonable. That's very reasonable, in fact.
That's like saying I'm going to slowly drip feed you poison so you build up an immunity to poison.
And you're welcome. Alright. Zane, politics-wise. Yay, nay?
Politics-wise, he doesn't give a shit.
That's fair. That's truly nuanced. A real wizard does all politics is beneath them when they have fireball at their disposal.
I am a divination wizard. I can see that the tyrant is going to lead for the next millennia.
Oh, you're the worst to gamble against. Nav?
Those port and die for a reason.
I don't think politics might one day come into Nav's like scale, but for the moment, as he's like becoming a person again, I think he's just like kind of like Yugu, like he knows the tyrant. Like look at all the fuck he's doing. He's unified the city. He's brought in all these people. But like, tyrant's my buddy. Like, I gotta.
You gotta vote for him.
Yeah, of course.
Is Nav a legal citizen of Tulst? Has he fully immigrated at this point?
I'd say probably. You know, I mean, he ran away from Big Stinky, so.
Yeah. Well, who doesn't? Right?
He's not holding on to like citizenship there, so
Okay.
why would he not?
He's just counted as a dual citizen for the purposes of Big Stinky's census. That's all I'm asking. No big deal. That totally won't come into play during this next arc at all. Yeah. Well, with that as kind of the backdrop of like, okay, all the politicians are stepping in line or giving their nuanced take that voters can sort of get behind. As well as he is outright calling for like, well, not outright, but heavily implying that Fezre, a world leader of one of the biggest exporters, should be removed from his position of power due to his abuse of his population. Everyone is kind of okay with this, at least like on a political level. Like, is this a just war? Are we responsible for the North now that the Confederation is gone? It's all a big game, I suppose, that everyone is keenly interested in. And once everyone does their swear to fealty, make their oath to humanity for this next year, and probably for years to come, because now it's like, hey, in the event of blah, 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 like a new clause is added, more or less, like, if we are still at war during next year's winter, we're going to keep you on and, like, pay you quadruple rate, in, you know, survival situation clause, basically. Or common defense clause to the new contract. We're kind of hand-waving it. You guys are kind of trapped no matter what. But on that evening, when the moon is coming up and the first night of the new year occurs, something is going to happen in the court. There's like a task force banquet. Everyone who is in the task force is invited to just attend in the main hall where like H has put on this like nice cocktail party. Everyone's invited to just like shoot the shit, hang out, catch up with everybody before the tyrant will give a speech and everyone will shatter a glass on the ground that the garden homunculus will have to clean up. But it's all well and good until it comes out later that night that after the speech and during the festivities when the tyrant retreated, there was an assassination attempt on his life. Can all of you just roll a 1d20? Because you guys, one of you, will hear this news, and I'm going to let them describe it to the rest of their team.
Liquid Snake?
16.
Zane the man. Zane, I don't know if you're a party boy anyway, but it makes sense that you would be more aware of your surroundings. Zane, you hear like at 1 a.m. when the party is like winding down and people are drunkenly stumbling back to their rooms. Uh, like guards, not like city guards, but like strange men in black armor, similar to like the Ulatheans, are just sprinting through the hallways. You're like, I've never seen those people before. And then you like hear a like cacophony of like not gunfire, but like sonic bursts almost. I don't know if you've ever seen the Tyrant fight, but he's mostly an Eldritch Blast spammer. And when you eventually like come to the realization something wrong is happening, you will enter a chamber where it looks like a bomb has gone off. Like a private room where the tyrant seems to have been settling down that is now filled with Ulathaean people with like these super magical crossbows, great swords. Irithyll is armed partially with both whip and glove that's cackling with lightning, and Ozark Simulacrum is just shattered and dead, having been ripped apart, turned into ice shards before melting into the floor. You, briefly, before the door is shut, see the tyrant grasping at his chest, like below his heart, and just bleeding through his palm. He's wounded. He's injured. I'm sorry.
Was I able to see, like, the person that did it to him?
No, you did not. The door is closed briefly, and then, like, more Ozark simulacrums are beginning to, like, manifest through hidden passages of the wall, which you know exist. You are the team that discovered them. And one of them quite quickly grabs your face, realizes he can't modify memory you, and gives you an official gag order not to tell anyone outside of the court about this.
Zane quickly nods his head. Probably
Okay.
the first massive sense of urgency he has felt since joining the team, since being teleported to Maelstrom.
Yeah. You can share this information with your assorted drunken teammates, if any of them are. I don't know if maybe your team has evolved past the need for drink. I don't know if Mirth is a party boy or Runt is anymore.
Not anymore.
I know Nav's not a party boy.
Drunk. Well, maybe not half.
I might be tipsy.
Okay.
Tipsy or a little drunk, but not like super wasted.
Zane, you're not the only perceptive person who noticed this. Several people did. And like came to investigate and were all kind of given like, hey, this does not leave the borders of this keep. But do you tell your party?
Yeah, he doesn't want to risk it with, like, even tipsiness, so he probably wouldn't tell Nav.
So you just silently pull people aside and be like, hey, the tyrant just almost got stabbed to death.
If he can see that his comrades in the team are not drunk, he'll just pull aside all the non-drunk ones to tell them all at the same time.
Okay. I'm just trying to give dissent and a reason for Nav to hate Zane now for keeping him out.
Oh, he'll learn about it when he's not drunk.
Well, this gag order that you received will go to the entire court. Later that night, they will make an announcement to all task force members. Like, there was an attempt on the tyrant's life. So this is the early morning of the 2nd. And no one is to speak of it at all. It is expected that you do not tell anyone about it. and there is a massive severity to Lady Grasilia, Ozark, and quite literally every single person who supports the tyrant. He was uninjured, is their statement. There was no attempt on his life. The party went well.
I feel that when Zane started telling people about what was happening, he would have left one thing out, and that was the shattered Ozark simulacrum. That's the only thing he would have left out.
It is left out universally. Nobody likes the idea that something can injure the tyrant and can kill an Ozark, even if it is a weaker version of him.
Yeah, even when he was first pulling people aside on the team, if everyone was told there was a dead Ozark simulacrum, that's fine, but he would have left it out when he told the team.
Indeed. This undoubtedly puts a heavier mood on the following days when, 6 hours later, the tyrant will make a public declaration to the world, denouncing Archon Fezre of the Isles of Flavor, and quite literally declaring war on him alone.
I guess we know who made the attempt now.
Not necessarily.
This is going to happen beforehand.
This was the plan for months.
Oh, right. Fucking... I forgot our target was the Archon. Never mind.
Yeah. The statement is very brief. The tyrant has already made a propaganda piece to justify his claim, and he gets no pushback from his government, which all were elected based on their opinions of him. It is televised and spread throughout the world that day. People start gearing up. You all specifically, we're going to handwave raiding the armory for right now. But during this time, you guys are getting... Let me just check. No, you guys leave on the 4th. You get your deployment day. You have 48 hours to ready yourselves. Irithyll is going to take you all, you 5, to a meeting point in the middle of the ocean where you will get onto an Ugrerestian ship, an airship, that is run by a person known as the White Maiden. Her real name is hidden behind this moniker. It's more like a title of her people. She is also called the War Master of Ugrerest. She will pick you up, and you will act as her agents on behalf of Tolst to get her into power. More of the details will become clearer when you arrive on that airship. The next day, as you all sober up and get ready for deployment tomorrow morning, the Forge of Alvin, the Air Overlord, Anna Sun, makes her own public declaration and denouncement of the Tyrant of Tolst. She calls him a warmonger. She states that what he is doing is disrupting what little piece was left of this society that is the corpse of the Confederation of Klovisa. She sort of drops the mic then on the conferences, as is her tradition. Short, to the point, and pretty clear-cut. The Tyrant responds within that day. He states that if the Forge of Alvin was truly the shield of civilization, they would have done this a while ago, rather than tolerating slavery and being financially recompensed for luxury products. A flowery statement of, you fuckers are benefiting from slavery and you're just as bad. The Forge of Alvin, for those confused or concerned, was the military backbone of the original Confederation. They are in the heart of the entire continent. They have the strongest military. Nobody fucks with them. And as soon as they got called out, the tyrant was willing to drop the hammer on them just the same. No war is declared, but this is going to damage negotiations more or less forever.
Forge of Alvin got a mech to punt an angel into the ocean.
It sure did. And the tyrant don't give a shit.
Is that in our intercontinental travel, if we ever have to go down past them, is that going to be an issue logistically?
That will definitely be an issue. You will be foreign agents of a government that they don't like. If there are any secret spies or agents currently operating within the Forge of Alvin, and the Forge knows about them, they are likely being hunted right now. Any covert operatives are at great risk. Not only that, the South is now completely cut off from Tulst by standard flight. Tulst cannot get to Toraturv, and I mean, maybe they can fly over the storm, but that's like a 20 to 40 mile gap of max air flight. That's not a travel a sane person would make. There is a colony down here in the south, but you are not a part of this front. So I will skip what Sure Shore is. Thorazor has been receiving reinforcements that are a token force from Tulst for over the winter. It is being led by a man named Norm Thulon. A semi-competent joke of the court. To act as a reinforcement, but also to spare the pride of Thorazor against the awakening spore clouds and the boars and leeches and angels that are burning the countryside to the ground. The stakes have never been higher. Tulst is now cut off from their potentially strongest ally. And you five are more or less the only hope of getting a country with a decent military to back Tulst up in this coming war.
Oh no.
See, we went from the Discovery team to the political team.
You sure have.
Uh-oh.
The tyrant has faith in you five.
That's...
He
Hey,
wants
we
you to know the
exceeded
stakes
this.
of this mission. If Ugrerest does not come to the unanimous decision that the War Master should be in charge during an era of war, then you all will truly be alone. You will have no support. Shade can, in theory, make it there, but there's gonna be quite a lag time for him to respond quickly. You'll mostly be on your own, relying on foreigners. And with that happy note of you will be alone, operating for the fate of your entire continent, we're going to say goodnight. It was wonderful having you all here. Tomorrow we have the Cavemen, a special announcement. And the day after that, we have the Saturday team, who will be doing their own downtime before shit truly kicks off.
I'm gonna bother you until next time. I want to know what Liquid Luck does.
Liquid Luck, for those wondering, will cost 1,000 gold. But the Greater Chemical can ship a one-use vial known as Inspiration to you all. Within an hour, you will be able to use it whenever you want to get advantage on one roll. Or to negate a one. Whichever one you want, really.
Ooh.
A halfling gave up his halfling's luck for this, you guys. Better use it wisely.
You're only halfling.
Yep.
Yeah, the only halfling in all the campaigns.
The longest living halfling.
Knock on wood, but I feel like this singular action is going to be Runt's death.
Oh,
Oh,
for
how
sure.
to agree.
100%.
How to
Definitely.
agree. Yeah.
Also, the fact that he lost a hit dice out of it.
Who cares?
I mean, I lost a sorcerer hit die out of that, so nothing
it was
of
only a
value was
D6.
lost.
True. All right. Anything you guys want to say? Shout out.
Why did you have to ruin the cozy mood, John?
Because war is terrible. Welcome to it.
Shout out to the Forge of Alvin for being basically hypocrites.
True.
Shout out to Mirth, who has to live with that.
True.
Shout out to me and you, the girl watching this.
Oh.
Oh.
That's a lie. You know we have no girls watching this.
That's not true. My friends watch this sometimes,
Aw.
and they're girls.
It goes on YouTube.
It goes on YouTube. The algorithm.
Why
Not
aren't they
the-
subscribed then?
Yeah, what the fuck,
How do you
dude?
know?
Damn.
How do you know that they're not? You have 21 subscribers. Only 14 of them are us. So
Ooh. Good point.
Very good point. All right,
And
guys.
One is his mom.
No, I
yeah,
promise
Meager's
you.
mom. Meager's mom. Is
Meager's
watching.
mom for sure.
Yeah, Mika's mom.
Can we leave? Are we done? Guys,
No.
thank you
No,
all
We're
once
not.
more. Oh, they never want the game to end. I'm a good dungeon master. I'll be seeing
I know, I
you
want to
tomorrow.
Keep playing.
As always. Don't fucking die. Fucking...
Don't
Duh.
fucking die.
Yeah, shout out to John.
Not dead yet.
Which one?
Me.
That's hard.
Where's my stream ending? But there we go.